Okay, so I got the drawing transferred over onto the canvas, and I'm going to start with the face, and I'm just going to kind of grow the painting out from there. And yeah, I'm just going to have fun, so let's just do it. Yeah, so I'm just laying down some really light colors. I wanted the skin tone to really come through because I knew that the patterns around her, the face, were going to be a little bit darker. It was probably the darkest dark, which I used, which was black, right up against the backside of her head on the left. And I also wanted to incorporate some white into the face to just try and follow along with Matisse and his theory of using black and white. I think I kind of, you know, like I said in the video, I romanticized kind of the features of my sweet scooper here. But what can I say? I love her. And when I started to draw her, I just, yeah, I wanted to capture all those things that I love. And now I'm just kind of outlining things in pinks, just to really emphasize those lighter areas. I mean, against the whites and the tans of her face, that pink is actually reading as a darker value. And then I just added in some nice pink and red hair. And yeah, I was really doing this in the beginning stages just to kind of get a feel for how the rest of the painting was going to fall out. I was, believe it or not, I was kind of following this. Yeah. Then I just went ahead and laid in the body. I think it would have been cool if I stopped right here, but maybe another painting. Yeah, and again, I just wanted to kind of like bring out that, you know, pink energy that was really resonating from the book. Yeah, there were some things planned, and then some things like this, the outlining of her body in those pinks. Really kind of, I started to tell a story more about the book that she was reading, as the book was, and those pinks and those reds started to bring out more emphasis and create a connectivity to her head and the hair. Yeah, and again, I'm just using pure white. Yeah, I don't have it any, I don't have it, it's not mixed, it's not broken. Yeah, and so the dress here that she was wearing in the photo was black. It was like 100% black, cotton and silk or something like that. But given the scheme that was happening here to keep this, the figure somewhat kind of in an airy, I guess, more closer on a lighter side, I ended up using a purple, a dioxide purple here. And yeah, really trying to work that in as my dark, as my black value, because I knew there was going to be blacks in the blankets, and I didn't want to basically just overshadow those darks. Yeah, and so I think here now is where I start to move into that, as I felt that was my next best option, or next best area to move into. And then again, seeing how it relates to the regions around her face, you know. Yeah, I'm still using that purple. Here I'm still using a little bit of the leftover skin tone, really. Those kind of yellow ochres and tans. Just kind of blend that in. And that blanket at this moment where I'm painting now is more of a silk, and so I kind of wanted to get a little bit of transparency in there, but I needed a darker value than her skin tone, otherwise she wouldn't come through. And so another thing you notice in Matisse's work is that he just uses the color straight out of the tube. It makes things more flat, you know, and he brings things forward So that's kind of what I was doing here. I ultimately decided to break it up a little bit and add some value changes in the yellow, because for me it didn't really sit well with what was happening with the body. Oh, so this was an interesting part here. Painting patterns, this was something that I really had to kind of just trust my reference photo is that as I was going along making these marks, I felt like that was not what needed to be there. But I just trusted the reference photo, and I was also really loose with it too, so that I wasn't really putting too much pressure on the painting and bogging down and getting stuck in one area. But it was interesting to see when I stepped back and I looked at it. Yeah, it definitely looked like the blanket, and that's just a checkered fleece blanket, so it has that kind of fleece look. Alright, so you can see where I'm going with this piece. I'm really trying to just follow the vibes of Matisse. I've kind of cleaned up the figure a little bit more than what he would have done, and yeah, I think I'm going to have to do another one, because I realized that I was a little too strict in the figure here, and so I'm going to do another one probably. Maybe I'll film that, maybe I won't, I don't know, and I'll make it more loose. But in the meantime, you can see how I'm starting to patch together the color work here. So she has a floral print in the dress here. This is an interwoven fabric, and then we have another blanket, which is like a Native American blanket, which are just, you know, we have one, I guess you would say, like one type of feeling in the pattern going on here, juxtaposed to a completely different pattern, different colors, and then again against the florals of the dress. There's a little bit of a floral blanket here. Here's another interwoven blanket, which will be a bright blue, cerulean blues and greens and pinks, which is really going to bring out these legs here. And as you can see, I think I already showed you footage of the checkered blanket at the base. Alright, so I'm just going to keep working. I'm going to keep following these colors and following the patterns, and just work it to the end and have some fun. Yeah, so going back into the dress now, I really recorded this because I felt like it was coming out so well, and I was having such a good time painting floral patterns on, you know, floral patterns of clothing. It's not really something that I do, so I was really happy to work on this. You know, I was really happy to bring out those little flowers. And again, for the whites of the flower, just using white straight out of the tube. I'm not breaking it at all, and I'm not concerned with, you know, any value changes in that white whatsoever. And that's just trying to, you know, test or work out Matisse's theory here of black and white. Yeah, it's funny because, like, I go into the painting thinking one thing, and as I began to paint it, I realized that it needs something else. And so that's just what I start to follow. Yeah, and so this blanket here, this is just a interwoven fabric blanket. And again, this one had a lot of value changes in it, but I tried to simplify them just so that they would, well, for one, they would stay in character, and for two, so it wouldn't dominate, because those colors in that area, I mean, those orange and blues, or that yellow, orange, blue, and the pinks that are happening here, they could easily dominate the area of her legs, and so I tried to just simplify that, all while just leaving an impression of its frayed ends here, which you see me doing. Nice. Yeah. yeah, so that's it. I think everything turned out great. I was really happy with the final result. Just kind of recap, you know, we're linking alternate tunings to Matisse and alternate patterns and how he brings those together. And yeah, we just took a look at, you know, some songs by Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, and the great master Matisse. And as you can see, I'll put up some clips so you can see the final result of how it all came together. Yeah, I thought it turned out great. Yeah, check it out. Alright, thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe. If you want to see what I'm doing other than YouTube, you can check me out on Instagram, it's Ben Garza Studios, or TikTok, Ben Garza Studios. You can also check out my website for additional work, which is bengarzastudios.com. And you can send an email if you like to bengarzastudios@yahoo.com. I'll put all that in the description. Yeah, until next time, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.